All right, so welcome back to Whitehouse Farm. What we're working on today is sand filter here. She's been having trouble not being able to move this and stuff, so we're gonna go ahead and pull the head on here and see what's going on underneath. See that it's stuck here. So first thing we gotta do is remove all these screws right here. And that one's gonna be a little tough because that's underneath it.
Curious, if you don't mind, I just want to see what he was explaining to me.
Now this one's gonna be a little tougher.
I don't have to just shut anything off, no.
No, as long as it's not running. There we go.
Screws are so hot.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. All right.
Funny things when right before this happened, when I turned the pump off, it would make this whoosh sound like all water going somewhere, and it would drain completely from here. I don't know what that was. Does that have to do with this? Like that. I don't know what that is.
It could, if something's stuck in here.
It could do that.
Yeah. Because I mean, this is pretty much your directional on where everything goes. Suckers in there, good. You can tell it's never been taken apart. You know what we can do? We can go ahead and pop this pin out right now and remove the handle and everything.
Yeah, because it's probably not even in the right gear, because when I would go to move it into gear, it would be like, it would hard to get it in, and then when you get it in, it's like it's loose.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and pop the pin.
Here it goes. Was the pin he was talking about when he said you have to take the pin out?
Yeah, this like the main pin.
I thought it was a pin underneath that was inside the thing.
And the handle comes right off.
Oh.
Some spiders.
Oh.
Your gasket here is broke.
You know, I heard a snap.
Come here, Danny. So you can see that little plastic gasket there.
Yeah.
That's what
did it?
sits right on top. That sits in there just like that.
Where's the spring you were talking about?
Spring's inside.
Oh, that's inside.
Yeah, this is just the external parts.
Okay. I don't have a gasket. You have a gasket?
I gotta go through my stuff and see what I got there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. You can't get parts for anything. It's just
I heard
it's
everybody's
nuts.
putting pools in, and there's no. I have to get a new heater, and the guy says to me, I have no idea when we'll be able to get one.
There we go. Now the head's moving. Now we can pull that out. There we go. And there's
that doesn't look so bad, does it?
No, this actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah, this is stuck in there, but the spring you can see.
Where's the spring?
It's right here. That's the spring.
That's the spring. Oh wow, that's some spring.
Oh
I thought it was a little thing.
No.
Well, how does it look? It looks bad?
It's rusted up.
Oh, you can see it's
See through the whole top here?
Yeah.
We might be able to, you know what, I'm telling you, I might be able to just clean this whole thing up, and you could probably reuse this and probably return your part if you want.
Let's see.
I'll try and help you out however I can here.
So you think it's the spring
I
and the gasket?
Yeah, that's not so much a big deal. I mean, it sits right in here.
Right.
And it's not really a gasket. It kind of protects the plastic, just if you're moving it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why it's just over time they're plastic.
Oh, yeah,
and
but
they
that
end up
matters.
snapping.
You know why? It doesn't allow you to move it properly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's could be another reason why you're, because
Let me tell you something. I heard
it was
snap.
it was laying on top of each other like that, so it'd be hard to move.
Yeah, it was hard to move.
Yeah.
Do you want a hot dog? Are you sure? Did you have lunch?
Yeah.
I just had a hot dog and I have more.
We just ate before we left.
did? Okay.
Yeah, we always make sure we eat up before we get on the jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
All right.
yeah, let me see if I can go ahead and save. Yeah, and then I'll see if I can also save this for you. That way you can return that part and save some money.
Oh yes, very good, very good.
And I'll just inspect everything else, make sure everything else looks good, which pretty much it does look good.
Did you get my message about I got the message on your phone. Did you hear it?
Yeah. What was it for the chainsaw?
I wondered because I cut the hedges.
Yeah.
And the hedges over here.
Yeah.
Are coming out so far that I can't get in. See how high it is? I can't make it straight because I can't reach it with my left. I have an automatic hedge cutter because the bottom has to be cut with the chainsaw because I can't cut it with my snippers.
You can show me really quick. All right, so as you can see here, it's kind of rusted up and through here. And normally when you take this pin and top out, this thing should slide right out, but you can see how it's kind of stuck in there. So we'll go ahead and we'll pop this out, and then we'll go ahead and clean up this whole spring and everything, see if we could save it, which it looks pretty good. And then we'll check the gaskets on the inside. So. All right, got it. All right, so there's the spring. You can see how it's all rusted up through the top there, and your washer up here. You can see inside where you got some junk and stuff. This needs to be lubed up really well in order for that to work. So we'll go ahead and clean these up. And here's the bottom washer. And there's your two rubber gaskets. And then this is a plastic lock washer here on top of the one gasket. So those definitely need to be lubed up.
That looks bigger than this one, isn't it?
I think I'll be able to save this for you.
Okay.
Look, this is what I was talking about. See those gaskets there?
Yeah.
There's 3 of them there, but this thing is so dry. I think I clean this up, lube it all up. I think this will be just fine for you.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so you just want to inspect your spider gaskets. This is where you'll have any leaking from if they're not, if they're corroded or broken. So just give them a quick wipe down, inspect them, just make sure they're not broken or anything. And you can compare it with the
You so look like you.
I hope so.
Does people tell you that? He looks just like...
And you can compare them. This is older, but it's still in good shape. So she won't need to use this one and can actually return this and get her money back. And what we'll do, we'll go ahead and clean these up too. There's no cracks or anything on these gaskets, on these O-rings. So we'll go ahead and clean all this up and lube them up really good. That's the most important part, making sure that these are lubed up really good. Otherwise, you have that stiff handle and it's hard to move. So, but it looks good, so she won't need to use this part. So we got that all cleaned off now. We'll go ahead and pull these in a minute, but you also want to inspect your O-rings up top here. You know, clean that off. And just check for any cracks or breaks or anything. This actually looks really good. And then clean this out in here.
How far is your house from here, time-wise?
About 45 minutes.
Oh, it is, okay.
and just inspect this, make sure there's no cracks or anything. This actually looks really good. So we'll put this back on for now. When we go ahead and put us all back together, we're gonna go ahead and lube this whole thing up. But we need to clean out this whole inside. You can see all the gunk and debris in there, and that'll cause the handle hard moving as well. So we'll clean this out. You can see there was a bunch of stuff in here. All right, so that's all cleaned out now. So you just want to go over your washers, make sure there's no gunk on it. So there's some little bit of surface rust, but that's fine as long as it's not pitted or snapped or any broken parts on it. These actually don't look too bad. I'm starting to rust up there though. I just wipe these down. Main thing is that these are all going to need some lube. Clean these springs off. All right. So now, with these, this thing actually snaps out of here. And that's all it is, that little plastic piece. So we'll clean this up. And that sits on top of that rubber O-ring right there. Yeah, look at all that junk on there. All right, so now we can go ahead and remove these. And just be careful you don't break them in here. Do the bottom one first, because that way it could roll over the top one. And there's one. And these are the same size, so you don't need to worry about which order they go in. Yeah. And there's the second one. So now you can see all that junk that was in there. So we'll go ahead and clean that out of there. And then just make sure there's nothing on this whole thing here. All right. All right, so that's all cleaned off now. And now just make sure your O-rings, there's nothing on there. Get all the junk off. And just inspect them once again, make sure there's no cracks or tears or anything on them. And these actually look really good. All right, so what we'll do now, take some magic lube. And we want to put some down in here. And you just want to spread that through here. And then you want to put some on your O-ring here. Get it really good. And get some in here too. Because this is going to be the first one that the O-ring snaps back into. A generous amount on there. Get some on this O-ring. Alright. And then slide this over. Alright, so now that we got started on there, we got the lube on it. Just slide it down. And boom. Alright, so now it's in place there. Now we want to take our second one. Put that on. Slide it all the way down. Now we just slid our second one and it goes right over the top and it'll slide right into place there. So now go ahead and lube up this little plastic half washer here with the split. Lube that up really good. And that's going to go on the top one here. It's going to go right around. So you just open it up and slip it right on. There we go. So that's on there. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and some more lube on here. Lube that whole thing up really good. Alright, so that's all set. So next thing we want to do is go ahead and put some lube on this washer. Lube this whole thing up. And that's going to go on the bottom. And then this spring, get some lube on here. I'm going to lube that whole thing up. Put a generous amount on there. And then that's going to sit right on top there. Just like that. And then once again, we're going to lube this top ring, this top washer. And that goes right on top of there, just like that. So now it's all back together. It's all lubed up. Alright, so now the top piece. So we're going to go ahead and... Here, can you pull that out of there, Danny?
What? This?
Yep. Got it? Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and lube up this top O-ring here. We're going to lube that up really good. And we're going to put some lube all through here as well. Alright, so now we're going to take that and put the lubed O-ring back on. There we go. So that's all lubed up now. And last thing we want to do is lube the inside of here. Get the top here. And get this whole inside really good. Okay, so now this can go back in here. There we go. See how easy that is to put on and off? That's how it should be. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and put this back on. Alright, we'll clean out that handle of all the spiders and stuff. Alright. Alright, so we ordered a new piece, or she's going to get a new piece to put under here. But for the meantime, we can go ahead and throw this back together. This actually just protects this, so when you're moving it, you're not constantly on the head here. So definitely need to get one on there, but we don't need it at this moment, unfortunately. Everyone's out of them. So I got the pin halfway in there, and you just want to go ahead and drive it all the way home in there. There we go. Now it's all the way through. So now we can test it. Alright, so we got it on. You could actually move the handle again. Make sure you check all your settings. Alright, so that's all set. Next thing to do is just make sure we get that plastic O-ring in there, and that's it. So that's how you check it and lubricate it, and luckily we lucked out. We didn't have to replace the whole spider gasket and all that stuff. I was actually able to save around that whole piece. So all right, it's all together. Once again, I hope you guys like, enjoy, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
You can't say goodbye without saying goodbye to me.
All right, Olaf, we'll see you on the next one. All right, bye, Obo.
Hi guys.